Hello, all you beautiful people. How's everyone doing on this beautiful day? We got more Trails the Third coming our way with part 14. I screwed up last stream and I accidentally put part 12, although it was part 13. This time I made sure not to accidentally put 13 because today is 14. But yeah, we are going to see if we can finish chapter 6 today. We got the Nohval Monument to finish up, which is the last monument in the chapter. And then we can go straight on to the Urbi Royal Villa and possibly beat this chapter. That should be the end of the chapter. The chapters are pretty easy to tell when you're going to finish them. But yeah, that's all we pretty much got to do for this chapter. We just got to do the Nohval Monument. That's going to take us some time and whatever doors are in it. And then we just got to go straight to the Royal Villa and whatever problems lie in the Royal Villa. But yeah, let me just check to see if the audio is working correctly, like I should be checking. Yeah, everything's all good. I gotta do this every single time because I swear to gosh, last time I did not do that. One time I did not do that, and I went like 15 or 14 minutes or something like that into the stream, realizing that no audio was being captured from me. So I don't want to go through that again. But anyways, this is a really good monument because personally I like that the requirement for this one is actually you need Joshua. The face of the monument is glowing, and words are visible upon its surface. In my lord's place, I, the Schwarzritter, the decree. Do decree. Here lies the Black Ark. Place your hand upon this monument, the orphan of a lost village among your number. What? That's... Huh? Is something wrong? Well, it's just... The Schwarzritter's waiting for us in here, and for some reason he really wants me to come and see him. Yep, that about sums it up. So, the choice is yours, Joshua. Naturally, I'll be accepting his invitation. As soon as you're all ready, let me know. Then I'll touch the monument. Joshua. I am. No matter what happens, I'll be fine. All we can do now is keep moving forward, and that's what I intend to do. Sounds good. Let's do it. Alright. Touch the monument. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see what we got here. It's the airship. Why here? This place is pretty annoying to traverse. So our next area is the Glorious, huh? Or rather, a version of it that's black instead of crimson. Well, at least we know what the Black Ark was referring to now. Looks like it's the same size as the original Glorious. It has the same layout too. We can't be sure until we actually go inside and look around though. This looks like it's gonna be a barrel of laughs. Although we should have figured as much since it's our last area to go through and all. It'll most likely be full of Ouroboros sarcasms, just like the laboratory was. You know the drill. Guards up, guys. Got it. Alright, anything back here? I would not think so. No secrets or anything like that that I can't see? No. Alright. Let's just do it just to do it, and there's gonna be one more monument and then the final one. The final one's probably in the Royal Villa, so there's probably only one monument to get in here. Luckily we only have half the arc to go through, but that's still quite a bit. Let's get the preemptive. Is this guy weak to anything? No. But there is that robot there, so we gotta be careful about the mirrors. Oh yeah, so my Reese is a little bit lower leveled because we haven't been able to use her for a bit. But we're gonna get her caught up.
Well, that takes care of that.
What level was she, by the way? 126, and we're 129, so she's just 3 levels below. Nothing big. This is a pretty annoying place to traverse. Like I said, there's a bunch of paths. Here we got an Olibanum Ray? I don't know. No worries, I won't tell anyone about your death. After all, chests do not speak. Okay. Any other enemy? No. You can just physical this guy.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest.
Okay. Anything over here on this side? That damages us. I get the death scream. I would expect the big ones to explode, but they don't. Thankfully, they don't. Alright, we'll go in here for this item. An S tablet. I get the feeling we've already met. Hey, you got a twin by any chance? No. No, no. At least not that I know of. I'm just curious, what does the S tablet do again? Cures lowered statuses and heals 4,000 HP. Okay. So it removes like defense down, strength down, any of those types of debuffs. Alright. No, Kevin. It gets guarded. There we go. Going down. It should be the airship area? No. This is the this is that main area. I thought that was in the path before where we were. Huh. Hold on, before we go over here, I know that there was a jail cell over here, which... Okay, we cannot go there. What about up here? Should be able to just physical this, right? Yeah, we got 2 crits especially.
Oh, pitiful souls.
There's a door. Only those who have struggled through countless battles are worthy of entering here. Only upon finishing the 400th battle will this door be open. I feel like I've done that a long time ago. Yeah. Hopefully it's a short one. Let's see what we got. Dun 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 dun. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. I feel like I'm about to say 400, that phrase 400 times. Yeah, this is a short side story. Whenever they do like dialogue in this sort of sense with a background, like image of a image on the background, then it's short. It's short. Report on the attack of Erebonia's Bracer Guilds. In S1202, many of the branches of the Bracer Guild in Erebonia came under attack in quick succession. The perpetrators were an armed group, but all else about them was unknown, and the guild, along with all connected to it in the nation, fell into a state of confusion. Before long, the Orbital Communications Network in the capital was rife with calls and messages, and the situation grew increasingly grave. From Intelligence Division, First Subdivision, to General Staff Office. At dawn yesterday, the capital's guild houses were completely destroyed by powerful explosives. According to the Second Subdivision's analysis, the explosives were likely set directly below those buildings in the underground waterways. Judging by explosives used and means employed, this was the work of professionals, currently working to confirm the locations of potentially dangerous persons within the country. From Intelligence Division, Third Subdivision, to Intelligence Division, First Subdivision. A Jaeger member has been found among those suspected of entering the country illegally, confirmed to be responsible for logistics in the Jester Jaeger Corps. Keep an eye on the other members of the same corps in the country. From Erebonia Bracer Guild to Liberalian Bracer Guild, Grand Cell Branch. At dawn today, the guild houses in Himdaller came under attack. We are unable to contact the bracers charged with overseeing them. We request the aid of high-ranking bracers. This is urgent. We repeat, this is urgent. From Intelligence Division, first subdivision to General Staff Office. The first Bracer Guild here in Erebonia has sent a message to the Guild's Brancel branch. Judging by the content of the message, at least one high-ranking bracer will be entering Erebonia in the coming days. Request that they be pursued and put under strict surveillance upon arrival. Alright, at least we don't got a black background. We got something to look at. 2 days after the assaults began, Cassius Bright, S rank, arrived in the Imperial capital. He assumed the post of provisional representative of the Erebonian Guild. After doing so, he assessed the damage to the guilds and called for the bracers assigned to them, who had become scattered in the chaos, to reconvene outside the city. He also ordered a halt, not a half, a halt, to all orbital communications to prevent interception by the enemy. At this point, guilds in 6 cities had been attacked, and the Bracer Guild in Erebonia was beginning to struggle to function. The branches that had not yet been attacked requested the army's protection. However, they seemed to be in no hurry to grant their support, making it clear that they could not be counted upon. Meanwhile, the provisional representative was able to estimate the rough location of enemy supply base from their movements up to that point. And after choosing a small number of bracers who were familiar with the area, he sent them to try to find it. His reasoning for going with this approach was that he had concluded the enemy would have a build supply base inside the country because of how strict Erebonia's border controls are. It did not take long for his battle to lose, but win the strategy to produce results. From Intelligence Division First Subdivision to General Staff Office. The bracer sent by Liberals Guild is confirmed to be one Cassius Bright. Bright is an S-rank bracer whose file is on our subdivision, has him rated as L4 threat, the second highest level possible. He is also the man believed to have commanded the counteroffensive against the Imperial Army during the 100 Days War. May potentially pose a threat to national security, so he is being carefully watched. From the first subdivision to General Staff Office. Attempt to track CB failed. Current whereabouts are unknown. However, as requested by HQ, we have not raised the alert level and left it as it stands. Our bracers are currently traveling aboard a train. We believe them to be taking part in some kind of operation. From the first subdivision to General Staff Office. 6 bracers assaulted the Jaeger Corps, or the Jaeger base, I mean. The Jaegers inside the base were apprehended. We have identified them to be the member of the Jester Jaeger Corps. The discovery of the enemy's base revealed that it was a Jaeger Corps known as Jester who was behind the attacks. After this, however, the Jaeger's movements became more passive and the two sides entered a deadlock. The stalemate continued for roughly 2 months. During this time, the Guild representative made contact with the Intelligence Division and began preparing for an operation that would ultimately allow him to bring the trouble to an end. From the first subdivision to General Staff Office. CB has made contact with a member of our subdivision, currently in the process of confirming. From first subdivision to General Staff Office. The target CB has proposed a joint operation, intending to meet him again at the specified date and time. Strategic analysis of the Bracer Guild attack, Intelligence Division, and second subdivision. What eventually broke the deadlock was a brilliant strategy devised by CB. Having successfully made contact with a member of the Intelligence Division, he made them send a message to the HQ in the hopes that it would be intercepted by the enemy. What happened was exactly that. From the message, they were able to deduce the time and place the next meeting would happen, instead of plotting his assassination. Exactly what CB hoped would happen. During the meeting, CB had also given said Intelligence Division member an encoded message. It contained detailed plans for an operation in which the Imperial Army could defeat the Jaegers after they had been lured out by false information. The General Staff Office chose to go ahead with the proposed plan, and after a joint operation with the Bracer Guild, the Jaegers, who had gathered to assassinate CB, were surrounded and forced to surrender. Furthermore, the remnants of their forces who were in other bases were also defeated after the initial prisoners gave up their locations. Several months after the trouble began, Jester was completely dismantled. From the first subdivision to General Staff Office, raising the threat level of Cassius Bright S-rank bracer effective immediately. Henceforth, he will be regarded as L5 threat. He poses a severe threat to national security and must be placed under strict surveillance if he ever enters the country again. From Intelligence Division, First Subdivision to General Staff Office. Confirmed that the surveillance target left the country today. His departure was without incident. Handing control over the mission over to our foreign agencies. Transmission over. From GSO Special Investigative Department to His Excellency the Imperial Chancellor. We have also confirmed CB's departure. We shall continue to pursue him, but he has not shown any suspicious behaviors to date. We have yet to confirm any interactions between him and the minstrel. We'll continue to follow their movements. And that's the end of the side story. Assault on the Imperial Guilds finished. And we got a jagged armor and 10,000 mira. Nice. Looks like Erabonia does not like Cassius at all. What was it that I got? Oh yeah, jagged armor. Who has lower defenses? Reese. From 800 to 1,000 defense, 100 strength. She loses the 100 arts defense and the 50 dex. Dex becomes 0. Oh gosh. Let's test it out. If she misses too many hits, then I can't. I will not allow it. Wow, okay, right off the bat, she's starting to miss. I'll take the deflect, that's fine. We gotta keep giving it a test. She missed again. You know, I don't think I should put that armor. I should not put that armor unless I give her like a whole like build to help mitigate that. So I'm gonna put it back. We'll go up here because there's gonna be an item around here. An emerald gem. Which one was that one again? Doesn't Kevin have this? No. It's just shield 5, okay. Have you met my cousin, Chester? Last I heard he was living a few dungeons over. Chester. That's a good one. Wait, there should be an item on this one. Right? Ooh, those guys can be instant killed. Ari's leveled up and learned Infinity Sparrows. Nice. Hold on, there were paths I missed. This for example, a tier all bomb right in here. You think I could use an inner paint job? Sneepy charge 2. Eternal Abyss mocks you. And here's a bloody slaughter. That's our weapon for Ren. Oh, why was I born a wooden container? Oh, yeah, that sucks. I feel for you. Akira bomb. Therefore, there was a treasure here. It's gone now. Here all bomb. Well, an empty chest is good for sitting and resting. Come sit down and rest. A Gladiator Headband. Hey, it's a Gladiator Headband. It's so weaker than the super version, but it should be pretty good to fit here, maybe? Oh, maybe not. Let me see. Oh, wait. It's the same as the Lunar Seal. It's literally the exact same as the Lunar Seal. What the heck? What's the point? I hope the next chest locks you up and throws away the key. Oh my gosh. I think I know what song they were trying to reference there. Insulating tape. Yeah, you're the most secretive part of my body. You've seen the most secretive part of my body, I mean. It's so embarrassing. Curia bomb. Gary was here. Ash is a loser. I knew it! I know the song it was referencing. It's a Pokemon. It's a Pokemon reference. EP Charge 2. Making changes from the Japanese script? How treacherous. Celestial Bomb. Hey, that's the best item we've got so far. When I was told I needed to lose weight, this is not what I had in mind. And there's a lighter plus. A lighter plus. What does that do? Shrink 50, you lose 1 movement, but you prevent freeze. I got better. Anyone need a storage chest? I charge cheap. No, I'm okay. And a gold gem, what does that one do? It's EP Cut 5. Chloe, take this now. Absolutely. Don't you know greed is one of the 7 deadly sins? And I believe there's one more treasure on the left-hand side that I did not get, so let's quickly grab that. Oh, we can't go from here. Probably gotta cross the bridge. That's what I would expect it to be. Let's go around this guy. The bridge is right over here. Right here, I think. Yep. Where is it? Where is that? There you go. Lebensborn. What does that do again? I've got this before. I thought. Prevent petrify and death blows. Okay. If you're gonna take all that out, the least you could do is to take care of the dust too. Hey. I don't get paid to do that. Unless you're gonna give me a pretty hefty amount of mirror, I will not do that. Okay. Whoops, I forgot about this guy. That's alright. Luckily, that doesn't impede me at all. It's just defense down. Sure, I'll do a strike. Dual strike for the win. Alright. We're getting to the other end here. Access is currently limited. To operate this elevator, please confirm your identity using a security card. I missed a... Wait, there was a room I missed in the middle, though. That's really the only thing I missed. There was one room in the middle. It wasn't this one, was it? Yeah, it was. Without the security card, I cannot access these Oh, wait. Oh? Oh my god. Can we leave this guy alone? Can we leave him in here? Gilbert. Why? Why did this have to happen to me? If I could have just unraveled the mysteries of this world and reported them to Ouroboros, my promotion would have been guaranteed. This is all their fault. Of course it is. All of this is their fault. Apparently we're quite an easy target. How in Adio's name did you end up captured here? You! How did you get all here? How did you all get here, I mean? You came to laugh at me, didn't you? I bet you did. Sorry, but we totally forgot you were even here. So did I. So what? You got whisked here the same way you ended up in the forest? As a matter of fact, yes. This appears to be another recreation of a real place, just like the capital was. As I was starting to take in my surroundings, I was surrounded by Vogels and knocked out by electric shocks. And when I woke up, I found myself here. Wow. Must have been a blast. Seems pretty mentally drained. Hold on, Gilbert. If we mess with the panel over there, we should be able to disable despair and get you out of here. Forget it and leave me be. I agree. Even if by some miracle I manage to make it out of this world, I'll just end up as Lord Campanella's plaything again. As if a guy like me had any real shot of being promoted in Ouroboros. Why did I ever get my hopes up? Ugh. Poor thing's gotten himself caught up in the spiral of negativity. I can't help but feel kind of sorry for him. It looks like as though staying here any longer would be a waste of our time. We should get back to work. Huh? Wait a second. I thought you were a bracer now. Aren't bracers all about saving people? A bracer's duty is to protect civilians. You, meanwhile, are a member of an illegal group and a wanted criminal. You can't honestly expect we would feel obliged to protect you. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't be allowed to save you. The guild code does leave a fair amount of room for personal interpretation. If you're specifically refusing my help, however, then I see no reason to play semantics. I never said I didn't want to be helped. Okay, fine. Get rid of this damn barrier and get me out of here, please. I'll do anything. As you wish. You really are a special thing, aren't you? Alrighty then. Let's mess with that panel over there and get him out of here. I need a key card though. Oh? Yes, let's go in order. For some reason the cursor doesn't work here. I'll just use the mouse. We'll do all of them but 5. Because I don't want it to trigger a cutscene and maybe we can't come back. Then here's a 5,000 mirror. The chest's interior is professionally decorated. And then here was a seal too. I'll see you in court. Yeah, the cursor doesn't work here. That's weird. It's open. I'm free. I'm free. The goddess has not forsaken me after all. You wouldn't believe he was asking to be left alone a minute ago, would you? Bah! Keep in mind that this hardly spells a victory over me, though. Ordinarily, I wouldn't feel compelled to thank my enemies no matter what they did. But I'll make an exception just this once and give you this. I hope you appreciate it. Gilbert thrust a security card into Kevin's hand. Hey, nice. Hey. That's the very last glorious security card. It's something I was given back in the real world before coming back here, though. So who knows if it'll be of actual use to you. And that's not my problem. I bid you all farewell. Next time we meet, we will once again be foes. Don't expect any mercy. Perhaps we shouldn't have let him run free. Despite what he said, Kevin, I think we may actually be able to use the security card over here. Funny, I was thinking the same thing. If we pass anywhere, it looks like we can use it. Let's give it a whirl. Alright. For once, Gilbert's actually helpful. He gave us a security card. We're gonna use it. There we go. I'm amazed the card Gilbert gave us seriously worked, which probably means we should be able to go down the hangar now. Let's get going. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a monument at the bottom, but just in case. Yeah, it's the bay with all the airships. Net laser. Ooh, that doesn't do enough damage.
That's that. Let's move out.
Alright. Here's the monument. Yep. So we're gonna restore HP and EP here. And should be good to go. Yeah. Gah! Finally showed up, huh? It's the cop was... Oh my. Who? Dawn. Kyle. Even you guys are being used, huh? That's how it looks. The whole situation's too much for my dumb brain to get a handle on, to be honest. I just know we've got to do what we've got to do. What he said. I don't think there's any point in thinking too hard about it anyway. Better to just get it over with so you can move on. Makes things easier for all parties involved, yeah? Good to see you hanging in there, Joshua. How's that whole trip been working out for you? Very well, thanks. I hear your delivery company's been taking off too, I hear. Well, we can't afford to be lazy. When we got a debt to Her Majesty to repay. All the more reason you need to get everything squared away here and get back to out to the real world. We can't do it without Gisette. Yeah, she's the one who handles all of our accounts, you know. If we were forced to make do without her, we'd flop within a month. Haha, that sounds about right. We're ready to go on our side. Thanks for being so cool about this. Let's get this over with so these guys can get a move on. Gotcha. Got it. We're not going to be holding back against you. So don't you dare think about holding back against us. Let's go. Okay, they do pretty good damage. Calamitous Blast. Dawn has 41k. Kyle has 32k. The Grunts have 18k. Strength up, Phantom Raid. We got CP. Look at our CP recovery with Joshua because of all that stuff that we put on him. Holy crap. Jesus. Let's La Forte. Let's Cayenne for Dawn. Oop. Oh, he's blinded. Dang it. Oh, that doesn't matter. Oh gosh, he died to the poison. Whoops. We'll pick Joshua up with Marie's. Because of Holy Blessing. What a god. What a god ass. What a god craft. I almost called it an S craft, but no. What a god craft. Like, that's literally like one of the best crafts in the game. Death Scream, so Kyle's out of here. Now, we're gonna dual strike. I like how we dual strike and we get our 20 CP back. Jeez, the CP recovery that we have on Joshua right now is insane. Speaking of insane, the Sephiroth that we got from here is insane too. And we got a Queenly Cookie. Septium Bullets. Is that a material? Is Septium Bullets a material? I gotta check after this. Whew, you guys are beasts. Haha, and I'm happier for that. Well, goes without saying, but we're just a warm-up act here. You've got some real monsters waiting for you ahead, so watch your backs. Oh, and while we disappear for now, it seems like we'll be able to remain in this world for a while longer. We should be able to help you out sometime too. Don't be afraid to call on us if you need us. Hey, the area at the very top is accessible now. Gisette's Bobcat S-Craft was strengthened. The support of Dawn and Kyle lets the Bobcat fire a powerful missile in addition to its Gatling guns. Haha, they might not be the real Dawn and Kyle, but they're just like them. They seem like a couple more people who are too nice for their own good. Possibly even more so than Estelle. Haha, yeah. Either way, we should be able to access the forecastle area of the ship now, so let's head there next. Got it. Anything else back here? No. Okay. Let me go rest up at the monument here. Even though I could definitely do that on the other one. Arc Hanger. Wait, wrong. Arc deck, I mean. Save the game. Alright, we'll take the right path. New enemies. Alright. Man, the CP recovery on Joshua is insane. Hey, there's a door down there. That's a sun door. That's the last sun door in the game. There's only 2 more star doors and 1 more... No, we did all the moon doors. Holy crap, we did! Oh, no, 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 we can't do the moon door because we need the happiness stone. Which we, still don't have. Yeah, not yet. Strike 2. The treasure chest is open in a forest and there's no adventurer there to check it. Is it still empty? I don't know. You're making me think too much. Vanish, down. Vanish, end the game right there and you win. Wow. Alright. Go activate that door. The darkness is lit by the Septium's light, and that light shall act as a guide to all who have lost their way. Present for me all of the mystical gems that contain that light. Only then shall the door open. We can open this door. Okay. This is a minigame door. This is the final sun door in the game. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Hey, how have you been doing? It's Campanella. Heh, it's me. You remember me, right? Thanks for coming all this way to see me. I hope we both have enough fun to make it worth your while. What? What am I even doing here? You didn't really ask me that, did you? Now, a boy's gotta have his secrets. Anyways, let's move on to more important matters, shall we? I've got something really fun in store for you today. It's called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Oh no, it's a quiz game. In case you didn't already realize, this is a game full of fun pop questions to see how well you know your trails. I like it. I like it. Ready to give it a go? You are, right? Yeah. Very nice. I was hoping you'd say that. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'd better go and get changed. I won't keep you waiting too long, okay? There we go. Who wants to be a millionaire? It's not trails in the sky. It's trials in the sky. Trials. Campy. So instead of Campanella, it's Campies. We got Estelle over there with Wiseman and a sheep. Are those the enemy sheeps from that we encounter in the wild? Oh, let's get started, shall we? I hope you're ready. Hey, those are the new duds he was talking about. Oh gosh, we're timed on these. The church of Cyclic Tower is situated in the Witch Bow's... Oh no, I don't know what you're... Cornelia. Amberol. I don't know the towers by heart. What's the name of the black-haired darling Joshua's played in the harmonica of song? The Whereabouts of Light. Used to be a really popular song over in Arabonia a long time ago, you know? Question 3. What was the name of Captain Schwartz went disguised as a sister during the game finale? I feel like I don't have enough time. Question 4. What was the name of the play performed at the Festival of Genesis Royal Academy? That's the Madrigal of White Magnolia, yeah. The ending's a lovely happy ending too. Who doesn't love happy endings? What was the name of the vast area of woodland in the southeastern part of the Roland region? Oh, that's Mistwald. Wald is the German word for forest. Oh. And Mist? Surely you don't need me to tell you what that means. What relationship is Duke Dunnan to Queen Alicia? Her nephew, right? Yeah. There's a part of me that's dying to see what would happen to Libero if he became king. Gosh, no. What's the name of the Bracer Guild training facility situated in the Lemon State? The Loso. Lemon State famous for an awful lot of things. It's where the Epstein Foundation operates out of too. What was the name of Softer Than He Looks Bracer, Agate's late sister? Misha, or Miska. These two even have a surprisingly similar hairstyles. Note the sideburns in particular. What's the name of the large lake situated in the center of Libero? Valeria Lake. Apparently, it's possible to see the lake from every region of Libero. Interesting, huh? What's the color of the cuteness as justice advocate Annalise's hair ribbon? Green. I thought it was yellow, but I know Annalisa's always wearing green. Well, I mean I know her for her green like wind and stuff like that, so I guess I confused them. Try one more time. Game over. I'm out of the game. Alright, let's try it again. Are they gonna be the same questions? Ah, gosh. And Zeiss was Carnelia. Zeiss is Carnelia. Zeiss Carnelia, Zeiss Carnelia, Zeiss Carnelia, Zeiss Carnelia. I'm just saying it a lot so I can remember. Zeiss Carnelia. Oh my god, and the Bose. Saffro. Bose Ambro. Bose Ambro. Bose Ambro. The name of the play, The Madrigal of White Magnolia. Yellow. What was the first name of Prince Olivert's father, the current reigning prince? Rocksmith? I know someone was called Rocksmith, but I couldn't remember the name. Eugen. No blindly guessing now. Dang, I'm already out. You gotta get 3 wrong to get out. That sucks. Let's try it again. So, Bose Ambro, Zeiss Carnelia. That should significantly help me make better answers on those tower ones. What was the name of the Oriole Guardian? Reverie. I don't remember that. I think its real name is Traumade, which is the German word for reverie. But shh, that's just between us. Yeah, I was about to say I don't remember that word. The Miska. Tragic hero, otherwise known as a part of Ouroboros, the Black Fang. Quite the fitting name for someone who fights from the shadows like him, don't you think? First name of Estelle's late mother. Stella. I know. No! I realized the moment I pressed X, I was like, wait. Wait. No blindly guessing now. Yellow. That was Annalise's ribbon. I agree. She's the one girl you never want to change, isn't she? Adorable. Simply adorable. Valeria Lake is the lake in the middle. The emblem depicted on the Erebonian Empire. A golden lion? That's a stallion. Okay. That I did not know. I think I saw it earlier in the little image, but I forgot it already. Are you even trying? Yes, I'm trying. That one was Eugen, Oliver's father. Kind of hard to believe he's a prince at all. Kind of hard to believe he's a prince at all most of the time, isn't it? Okay, Bose is Ambrose Tower. That was the tower Ren was stationed at when we were trying to release the Oreo in the second chapter, as it so happens. Tetric, Cyclic, and Zeiss as Melis. Cornelia! Why did I... I failed. I knew that. I said it. Zeiss, Cornelia, Bose, Ambro. Alright, we got this time. What is Duke Dunnan? Nephew. A Black Fang. We're going in on this one. We're going in. Yellow. Stallion. The Golden Stallion. I got it this time. It's a pretty fitting symbol given how serious their military is known to be. What branch of the Bracer Guild is Cuteness, Maniac, and Elise attached to? Juan? Bose. I did not know. Nuh-uh. Oh yeah, there was a side story where she was in it, but I can't really tell. Maybe she's visiting. Try one more time. Alright, Bose. Name of this Mistwald. Bose, Ambro. This time we're getting it. What was the name of the now deceased father of Kilika, the woman in charge of the Zeiss Branches Guild? That. It's Ryuga. Okay. What was the name of the Bracer Guild's training facility situated? Oh, Leloso. What is the last name of our Estelle Bright? I did it! You did it! You're amazing. Wow, you actually managed to get every question right. I mean, I missed two, but yeah, sure. Well done. Hey, look, he's presenting me some sort of a palm. Score, time left, the difficulty, 36,288 points. Rank 9. So if I get rank 1, I get 10,000 Mira? I only got 10 Mira for this. Yay, you did it. I knew you could. Well, I've had plenty of fun for today, so I think I'll go do my own thing. If you ever feel like taking another round, though, you know where to find me. Bye-bye for now. Well, we did the last side story. We got 9 Mira. Inception bullets. You can now play the hard difficulty. You can select the hard difficulty after entering the sun door and deciding whether to play another round. Yeah, sure. We'll do it because it might actually contain actual good stuff. It might just all be Mira, though. If I finish it and it's just Mira, we'll just move on. Well, hello, you came back to see me again. Did you? Well, aren't you just a doll? So, would you like to play another round? Yes. Hard mode. Very nice. I was hoping you'd say that. Well, if you'll excuse me, I better go and get changed. I won't keep you waiting too long, okay? Yep. Oh my gosh, he's now a schoolboy. Well, let's get started then, shall we? I hope you're ready. What color is the international airship, the Gretna, that connects Liberal and the surrounding nations? Oh my gosh. Blue. Name of the expensive wine that Olivia drank at Anteros. That was the, oh my gosh. The Grand Chardonnay, yeah. One from 1,183, no less. I hear it sold for 500,000 Mira at auction. It must be delicious. What was the name of the Ouroboros fence? Okay. Joshua was 7? He was 13. What was the name of the Ouroboros arc tank developed by the appeared in? I know what you're talking about. That's The Orgueil, yeah. Apparently Orgueil means pride in French. I wonder if that's where they took the name from. What was the name of the new model Orbo engine discovered in ZCF? Yep. XGO1? XGO2. I failed. That is way harder. That is definitely true. It is definitely a hard mode. We got it though. We'll memorize them all. Blue Blanc was 10. Yeah, I remember someone was 10. If you know the answer to this, I assume you must be able to work out which of those profiles is real, too. Who or what eventually found to be the culprit in the Peeping Tom act? It was a creepy sheep. Yep. I remember that. It's pretty mean to accuse monsters of peeping just for ending up in a town where people live, if you ask me. What was the name of the daughter of General Morgan? Oh, I don't remember this. I'm gonna say Katrina. It was Rianne. What was the name of the current president of Calvert? Rocksmith. I guess that means somewhere down the line his ancestors must have been stone masons of some kind. Wow. What was the name of the Orbo tank? Orgueil. The name of Princess Claudia's late father. Edgar? Judas. Okay. Okay, Leonhardt was... I'm gonna say he's number 4. He was number 2. Alright, we're getting there. We're doing better. Alright. Current president, Rocksmith. Alan, who works at Berlin's landing port, has the habit of rating every girl he sees. Which of the following earned 100 points? Scherzar! No, Chloe! Oh my gosh! It was Chloe. What is the name of the state situated between Erebony and Calvert that both countries asserted ownership of? Lemon State. Crossbell. Okay. What was the number of Luciola? Number 7. 6! I missed 3 in a row! Just when you think we're getting somewhere, we get 3 questions I haven't gotten in a row. We'll get it though. We're memorizing it. Claudia's late father, Judas. Blue Blanc was number 10. What was the meaning of Leonhardt's, the name Leonhardt in the second chapter? The Lion Crusher. The Lion-Hearted. Okay. Or even trying. Yeah. Ooh, it was the creepy sheep. What was the name of Lucia? She was number 6. The 6th major arcana is the Lovers. It fits her very well, doesn't it? Ooh, are they going by the arcana? Is that what they decided them for? No, that's not true because they don't go up to 15. Alan, who works at Relentless Land. Oh yeah, Chloe. Her Genis uniform allowed her to win a perfect score of 100 points. Impressive. What was the title held by Fisherman Guild Percy? Percy was an avid angler. Amateur fisher. Interesting. What color is the Cecilia? What was the color of the Cecilia? Green. The Cecilia is the westbound airliner. The eastbound one is Linde, which was hijacked by the Sky Bandits at one point. What was the name of the bay in the southwest part of Rouen region? Lemuria. Azalea. We got so close. I just want to see what the prizes are. If there's mirror again. The XGO2. Ren was the Angel of Sloth. She was 15. What is the name of the elder of the 2 twins who work in the Lady? Kitty. What is the major? She was at social studies, yeah. Incidentally, science and math isn't a course available at the academy. Wow, lucky them. What is the name of Princess Judas? Name, that was, Azalea. Blue Blanc was 10. What is the name of the crossbow state? What was the name? The Grand Chardonnay. Last one. Ouroboros and for Walter was number 9. It was 8. Oh, we did it still. You did it. You're amazing. Wow, you actually managed to get every question right. Well done. We got 30. Oh, wait. We got 60,000 points. So we got, yeah, it is more Mira. We got 100 Mira for this one. So it's just, you keep playing if you just want to keep farming some Mira. Yeah, you did it. I knew you could. Well, I've had plenty of fun for today, so I think I'll go do my own thing now. If I feel like I'm doing another round, though, you know where to find me. Bye-bye for now. Side story Campanella's quiz game finished. We got the 100 Mira, and we learned Enigmatic Stew. Now you can play Brutal difficulty? Oh, gosh. You can select the difficulty? Yeah. That's actually where I'm going to stop, though. Alright. So I do know that there was an item here that I did not get with the 200 sepif of each. Hey, I got an achievement. Sidetrack chest tracker. I guess that means I got a certain amount of chests. I have no vocal cords and I must scream. Reviving bomb. By the way, where did you find the key to open me? And a cloak. There's one thing I want to know at this time. Is Olivier being an idiot again? I'm not sure. He's not in the party. He is not in my party at this very moment. Go around. There's one chest that I'm missing on the upper hand side here. Oh yeah, here we go. 200 of every sepif again. Have I ever told you the definition of insanity? What? Far Cry? Like Far Cry 2 or 3? I don't know. I don't play Far Cry. I know it's from that though. Carry a bomb. At least buy me dinner first. An emergency puppet. My brother warned me of your arrival. You are the one who checks all chests twice. Yes, yes. That is indeed I. And we take the elevator. There we go. 200 of every step of here as well. But the real treasure is, say it with me, knowledge. I like that one. I don't know if this came out before that time, but hey. Hey, if it is, I love that one the most. Probably my favorite treasure in the game at this point. Knowledge. Yeah, God, it's so dumb. A red chest here, freeze 2. Inside the chest was absolutely nothing. Nothing after nothing came bursting out. I thought it was gonna play a "What Is It Good For" song. Absolutely nothing. Let's get this preemptive. Alright, so get out of the way, please. This is where Estelle, I think this was Estelle's room. 200 of every sepif. There's a picture of you looting this treasure chest inside. You decide to leave it alone. And in here is 5,000 Mira. The dust in this chest is centuries old. You feel a very historical sneeze coming on. And this is that one main huge room. So let's save right here. Oh, the monument before that actually. So we're gonna restore our HP and EP here. And save as well. Open door. Should be the Schwartz Ritter here. Allow me to congratulate you on making it here. Oh my gosh, it's Wiseman, Luciola, and Walter. I mean, wow, I said Wiseman. I'm so sorry. I meant Blue Blanc. That was a mistake. Quite a surprise to reunite with you all in this way, let me tell you. Fate is a splendidly peculiar thing, is it not? You sure know how to make a guy crack a smile. Came all this way just to give a little old me a fight? Circumstances as they are, it is good to see you again. I figured you'd be the ones waiting for us. Above all, what joy I feel that my most beloved stunning princess is among your number. The goddess must truly favor me. It's been a while, I see. There's no way we're walking away from this one. Probably no point in saying this, but take it easy on us, okay? As if you of all people need us going easy. Your game was up a long time ago, con man. I'd heard many a rumor regarding the church's heretic hunters in the past, but I'd fear such rumors were almost downplayed after learning he had the strength to slay the faceless alone. He certainly did a flawless job of deceiving us. I don't believe we have any interest in avenging his death. But it's only right for us to repay our debts, and we certainly owe you one for swindling us. So come on, time for you to show your true colors and stop playing around. Well, if that's what you really want, there wasn't any point in holding back against you freaks anyways. You got your wish. I hereby acknowledge you as heretics. Let the hunt begin. Kevin! That's it! That's exactly what I wanted. You look every bit the monster I'd hoped you were. Just like us. Don't you even think of holding back, kiddo. Not unless you want to end up being splattered on the ground. Well, I wouldn't dream of it at this point. By the time I walked through that door, my resolve was set. If I can't win here, I won't be fit to face him. So I'm going to come at you with all I've got. There's no way in hell I'll lose. Hee. My, we've a spectacular performance in store for us, don't we? You're telling me. I'm fired up just thinking about it. And may the curtain rise. Let's begin a carnival for the ages. And hey, I like this new song. Illusory and infinite, spectacular and without end. Oh no, this is a remix of another song. Yeah, it is. Let's check these guys out. No elemental resistances. Blue Blanc has 53k. Walter has 54k. Luciola 48k. I should focus on Luciola. I do not like fighting Luciola. Ah, dang, I should have moved it to... Dang, that was my fault. I could have Heavenly Speared all three. Fine, though. Dang, an S-Craft from Walter? Oh, gosh. I think you guys can see why I don't like fighting these guys. Hey, they can be debuffed. Nice. Hey, they hit Joshua and like his CP just shot up to like so high. I don't want Joshua running out there by himself. I guess at this point I want us to be together so that way we can do some AoE stuff. So let's focus on Walter, I guess. LaForte. It's gonna be a while before she can LaForte though. Let's hear all as well. Jeez, that's annoying. Just Phantom Raid spam. Hellfire. Great. I'm gonna use this. There's only a little bit to go. I don't want to risk a possible game over. There you go. Heavenly Spear. Luciola's down. LeBlanc's down. Now let's just dual strike. Shoot him. There we go, and we done it. We done it. Wow, wow. We did it. I was gonna say we've done it, but I wanted to say we did it at the same time. Everyone levels up. Emerald Gem, Long Barrel 3+. Jesus. And Tiger Heart. Oh yeah, I forgot to check from that other thing, the bullet thing that we got. Bah! I underestimated you guys. Oh, I had a lovely time, personally. I almost wish it could have lasted a little while longer. I think we're fine with stopping here. Seriously. Regardless, you have defeated us, and with that, you claim the right to challenge the fourth Guardian. The first to be chosen by the Lord of Phantasma, and the last that you shall face. Defeating him will be no easy task. But hey, you managed to give the three of us a real workout. Don't go screwing us up now, or I'm gonna kill you. We won't. I'd rather avoid death at your fists, so count on it. Ah, it appears our time is up. For now, I bid you all farewell. Later. Take care, guys. Oh! It's another warp circle. Where the heck would that lead? Right. On the other side of that circle is awaits this area's final battle. You sure you're ready for this, Joshua? As ready as I'll ever be. Don't hold back from us for my sake. We can step inside as soon as you guys want. That means it's gonna be Wiseman. But there are a couple things I do want to check. Tiger Heart. That is a strength 200, defense 200. You lose your arts attack. This one's definitely going on Reese here. Okay, and there was more in here that I got. Hold on. See if I can find it. I know I got the long barrel 3+ thing, but besides that, there was a bullet thing, which was not a weapon. Maybe it was a material, but I'm gonna go down the list to make sure that it is indeed a material or something. Dun 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 dun. I did not see it. I didn't see it. No, 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 nowhere around here. We got a something earlier when we fought, it was something bullet. So I'm trying to see what that was. So I don't just skip it over on accident. I don't see what I saw. I'm unsure. We're just gonna move on. That's fine. First of all, let's go to the base area. Let's go to the Hermit's Garden. Let's go ahead and get the our CP back to 200. And let's go back to the 6th plane. The very final monument, Ark Sanctuary. So there's something we definitely gotta increase with Chloe. I definitely am noticing for sure. Her speed is terrible. It's only just so little. It's only like 10 points off to be with the rest of us. 10 to 15 points off. But it makes so much of a difference when she does not go, ever. I don't want to buy like new shoes or anything like that. I'd rather wait till the next area so I can just buy all that stuff outright. Anyways, let's save right here and let's go in. This is almost definitely Wiseman. Where are we? It's like our friends prepped an arena to have our final battle in. Seems that way. I can sense something waiting for us right at the top of the staircase. Someone really powerful. Let's go. Let me advertise the stream for one quick second. I almost forgot to do that. So I'm just advertising the stream to my Twitch so that way we can get possibly more people in here. Still streaming, trying to wrap up Chapter 6. Long staircase. I'm gonna save right here. That way, in case I get a game over and I need to leave, I don't have to watch that cutscene again. Welcome, orphan of a lost village. Greetings also to you, one who seeks atonement for his past transgressions, a stigma forever at his back. It's the Schwarzritter, actually. Sorry for the wait. Congratulations on moving your pieces this far across the game board. Should you defeat me, the final guardian, the end of this plane, will finally be in sight. Of course, that's a very big if. Can I ask you one thing before we begin? Oh. Why? Why do you wear that mask and hide your face from us? What a foolish question. Is it because that is the will of my lord? What other reason could there possibly be? The real one. Your reason for being here is that the Lord of Phantasma wanted you to be. I don't doubt that. But you hiding your face from us isn't their will at all. Enough with the lies. Joshua. What does he mean? You all knew, huh? Sorry, my own inability to face reality has only made things harder for everyone. Don't try and shoulder all the blame for yourself. I think we all had our doubts. I know I did. Indeed. You seem to think you worked something out, but I haven't got the faintest idea as to what. If you're so sure you're right, why not go ahead and say it? That is, if you honestly have the resolve to do so. I won't. You won't? Why state the obvious when I'll see for myself after cracking that mask to bits anyways? What matters most right now is that we can is that if we can't defeat you, there's no future for any of us. Right now, I'm just gonna leave you who you really are out of the equation. Not because I'm afraid to face up to the truth, or because I don't know what to do in the face of it, but because I must and will defeat you and overcome this trial before me. You're a hell of a stand-up guy, Joshua. I too intend to fight so that we may see tomorrow. I'll be more than happy to fight alongside you. I didn't think that was all it took to get your fighting spirit back. Very well, then, do as you will. Defeat me and break this mask. Oh, what a great song. What a great battle theme. It chose this battle theme. Black Dragon. I guess that's how you say it. Here we go. My name is Schwartzritter, rider of the Black Dragon, and a guardian of the abyss. And in accordance to my pact with the Lord of Phantasma, I shall act as your next trial. Let the battle begin. Right. You got it. He gets to go first, okay. I was thinking if I should just interrupt with a defense, but let's just see what he does. That's a deep voice. Okay. Calamitous Blast. 60k with D-Phantom. No resistance there. No resistance for Schwartzritter either with 79k health. I'd rather focus the Phantom. Because it has lower health, that's why. But I don't want Joshua getting too far from us. But I'll just... it's fine. I've got ways of healing everyone. Let's Forte Joshua. Will I get a Latir all in time? No. I think we should be able to live the Phantom's attack here. I'm just guessing. I truly am just guessing. I will take the guess. Yeah, we did. Calamitous Blast. So I can give debuffs to the Phantom, but not to Schwartzritter. Oh my gosh, no. Confuse. Alright, well, let's take that off. Smelling salts. Perfect. We got both of them in one. And then Phantom Raid next turn. Such a cool move, isn't it? The Phantom Raid! Nice! Instant Calamitous Blast, I love it. I'm gonna focus Chloe to just do Latir alls. Too afraid that something might happen. AA Canceller, that's an impede. Body split. Oh goodness gracious, we don't need to deal with this. We get the heal off in time, so that's a good thing. Joshua gets the hit and get the Phantom Raid off. What I remember from this fight is heavily focus these clones. You missed? One thing I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to activate the Grail Spear. So now we can take 2 hits. I'll hit this guy and we'll activate Phantom Raid. Holy crap, that was 3k damage. Phantom's dying over there. Earth Guard, that's fine. And another Phantom Raid, baby. Phantom's dead, I think. Phantom died by Phantom Raid. Huh. The clone's almost dead too. It's just 1 hit away. Oh, but it summoned another one. I don't need to do another Elixir all because we get the turn first. Calamitous Blast. That clone's dead. I'm gonna use La Forte here so we can buff everyone here. Kevin's confused. Sorry, on this one I'm gonna have to do this. We really don't want to get hit by that. Zero Storm, that's his impede. Do that. We get a nice little critical Phantom Raid. Nice. Good stuff, guys. Jesus. Can we hit this guy to death? No. I'm gonna take this shot just because. Now there's only one. Ooh. Preparing to use art. Be careful, guys. It's gonna confuse someone. Oh, it's Elixir all. Never mind. I did a lot of damage. But I'm able to do this into Phantom Raid because that's so funny. That's funny to me. Use 20 CP to gain 20 CP back somehow. Physicals don't really hurt that guy. Did you see that? That barely did anything. Earth Guard, sure. Already gone. Bam! Not bad. And everyone levels up. And 140 of every single step if. Good stuff, guys. And we got the Blade Lord's emblem for our prize. Congratulations, you did as you said you would. You broke my mask. You were right then. It really is you. Yeah, from the beginning of the game, I didn't say it, but at the beginning of the game, you could tell it was like, you could see Loe under the mask, but I didn't want to like say anything because I might be wrong. This person had long hair after all. I never thought I'd be so lucky to see you again. Not that I can imagine this reunion has much meaning for you at this point. Haha, you have no idea. I was scared, I think. I might have been given the chance to meet you again, but I knew from the start it was going to be short-lived. I knew I'd have to go through the pain of losing you a second time, so I tried to pretend I had no idea who you were to avoid it. That's why you ended up with that mask. It was my own weakness and inability to face up to the truth, right? Precisely that. I was summoned within this world to act as the final, strongest guardian. That much you already know. It was the Lord of Phantasma who called me. But they weren't the one who decided that I should wear this thing. That was likely all of you. This world changes as a result of one's thoughts and desires. It's not at all impossible for that to be the case. I thought so. Now thanks to your efforts, my job here is finally done. To tell you the truth, with that Dragion to support me, I didn't actually expect you to win. I barely did. With everyone here by my side at that. Well, working with others to achieve a goal isn't a sign of weakness. So, Kevin Graham, can you finally have complete confidence in your theory? Yep, every last shred of my doubt in my mind is now gone. I'll make sure everyone you care about gets home safe and sound. You can count on it, Loie. In that case, count on you I shall. I think this goes without saying, but the Lord of Phantasma is no ordinary foe. This won't be easy for you, but don't mistake what you need to do. Thanks, I'll take the warning to heart. Well, wait, what are you both talking about? And I still haven't had the chance to ask you. My apologies, Reese Argent. I know what you want to ask, but the rules I am still bound by forbid me from answering. You'll have your answer soon enough. You can rest assured of that. What? I guess this is it, huh? I'm afraid so. I can finally return to where I belong. Yeah. I delivered your sword to Kadin, by the way. Thank you. Don't worry about us. We'll be resting in peace together. Well, Joshua? Yeah? Goodbye, Loie. Hey, we saw Kadin there. We got to see Kadin. A sprite for the first time ever. And taking out Loie allowed us to go to the royal villa now. Is there a mist in the royal villa? This literally looks like the garden. Joshua, I'm fine. This was always how this was gonna end. Besides, the last time I lost him, all I did was act like a child who couldn't let go and worry in his final moments. This time I was actually able to properly say goodbye. Yeah. You feel better now, that's all that matters. Well, I've done what I needed to now. I'll leave everything to you now, Kevin. No problem. Now that we've decided the final guardian, that path along the scenic road should now be open. Let's head on over. The one leading to the royal villa, right? Got it. Alright, there's nothing here. No map either, I can't just zoom out of here. Let's go back and then zoom out. It's a cutscene. Hey, where did the warp circle go? Star door. What? Well, that's foreboding. Actually, thinking about it, it's possible that this world was here first and the warp appeared later and took its place. That would make sense. Well, let's check it out. All is one and one is all. All begins with one, and in the end it returns to one. Only when you have released all of the other doors shall this one open. Oh. The final door. Star door. Yeah, there's one more after this. I know I only just drank the fountain already, but like, can I get another one? Nah. Anyways, Urbe Scenic Route we go. Urbe Scenic Route, whatever. And we just gotta go to the middle area. Which is right over here on the right. Missed? Well, once again, we're in for some tough times ahead. Fun times ahead, I mean. No telling what it could be, but we'll have to walk through here eventually. Just take a deep breath and step inside, I guess. Ooh. Where? I knew it. Where are we now? It doesn't look like the Urbe Royal Villa, at least. Oh, you're right. We're in that, town of, R something. Wait, isn't that the church's emblem? Kevin. It's something with an A, R something. I forgot. I know what this place is, though. Welcome to Astor House, the place where Reese, Rufina, and I grew up together. Oh, I guess it wasn't the town? Well, that's the end of chapter 6, though. The Guardian's Trial achievement unlocked. Save. Did it, guys. We did it. Chapter 7. We did it. Chapter 7. Time to start. Chapter 7, The Distant Flames. It doesn't say final chapter, though. Astor House. This is only a copy of Astor House, yes? But it looks so... Yeah, I can barely bring myself to accept it's not the real thing. Everything from the feel of the earth underfoot to the smells in the air are just like the real thing. Yeah. This is where the two of you grew up? Judging by the emblem at the entrance, I take it this is a facility operated in the Septian Church? That's right. It's what's called the Gospel Facility. Think of them as a cross between an orphanage and a monastery. I see. That means you must be... Well, no reason to dance around it. So yep, I'm an orphan. And how I came to be here is a story best saved for another day. Feels weird being back here again, though. It's been about 5 years. 5 very long years. Well, anyways, we're bound to find some kind of clue as to how to get to the 7th plane somewhere in here. You guys up for having to look around the area with me? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, the only enemy left at this point is literally the main man himself, the Lord of Phantasma. There's nothing in the back. Just trying to see if there's anything on the outsides of this area. There's an empty well. We used to get our drinking water out of here. We had no fancy orbital pumps either. We did it all by using a good old-fashioned bucket with string attached. It was a nightmare. Tell me about it. We would go out on a winter mornings and come back with our hands numb and red raw. But looking back on the whole experience now, it was fun in its own way. I guess it was. Alright. What's this room? This is the living room where we used to have all of our meals. Just don't make the mistake of thinking it was a warm place like the Mercia orphanage. The matron here was a stubborn old sister who was as strict as could be. Every mealtime we had to pray so much that our stomachs had given up on getting fed by the end of it, and we got yelled at for the tiniest thing. Oh, I see. That sounds like what about you'd expect from a church-run orphanage, though, I suppose. You deserve it all, in my opinion. You never did as you were told and caused her nothing but grief. Okay, I'll admit that's probably accurate, but still. This music, I like it a lot. As you can probably guess, this right here is the kitchen. This is where the older children of the facility did the cooking. It was also Reese's favorite place to sneak into whenever she had a hankering for some food. Kevin! That brings back memories of Matron Theresia's orphanage. Daniel and Polly used to do that, too. Perhaps they still do. That's a sight I can hardly imagine. But please don't take everything he says at face value. Well, anyway, this was always Rufina's turf back when she was still here. She was always out here around mealtime making food for me, Reese, and the other kids. After she left, Reese and I took over her position. That brings back memories. Of course, then you left too, leaving me to handle it all alone. Mere thought aggravates me. In fact, I think you should whip up something right now to make up for your selfishness. Yes, ma'am. I'll make you something. Later. The only thing less reliable than a promise with later attached to the end of it is one said by you. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. Man, no faith in me, huh? Can't interact with anything. door is stuck fast and doesn't have a keyhole. How does this door open? It's a side entrance that only opens from the inside. We can't get in from the outside. Yeah, if we want to get into the chapel, we're gonna have to go to the front. The door is locked. Figures. Is it locked? Yeah. Oh, whatever. We can keep poking around. This was the matron's room. No one's here now, though. Yeah. By the way, Reese, how is the matron these days? She's fine. Her injuries weren't lasting. She hasn't had the energy she used to ever since retiring, unfortunately. She really wanted to see you again, Kevin. She did, huh? This here is the kid's bedroom. I slept here back when I was first taken in before graduating to the boys' room. You never really did mix well with the other children. Rufina had such a hard time to get you to make friends with them. It was a real ordeal for her, you know. Yeah, I know. I was like a little hedgehog who didn't want to let anyone get near back then. We didn't want to let anyone get near back then. That sounds weirdly written. I feel sorry for everyone who had to put up with me. I'm still amazed you even bothered trying to be friendly. Well, I knew you were only playing tough. Like that time with Rufina and the chocolate. Stop! We're not hearing that story here. I wonder what happened. Yeah, that story was, if you remember, Rufina with the chocolate. That's how Rufina force-fed Kevin when they first met. She force-fed it with her mouth, so they technically were like kissing. So that it was an interesting force feed, but sure. This is the boys' bedroom, where I slept until I was about 10 years old. Technically, the boys and the girls weren't supposed to enter one another's bedroom. I never stopped Reese here from doing it all the time, though. What he neglects to mention is that it was his fault I did so. What else was I supposed to do when he slept in every morning when he was on cleaning duty? Well, you could have just knocked on the door until I got up. But then I disturbed the other boys who were sleeping, which could have been unfair. They weren't the ones shirking their duties. It was 100% your fault. Fine, whatever you say. This here's the girl's bedroom, the place where Rufina spent her nights. Same for you eventually too, Reese. I even used to sleep with her from time to time. Her bed was also cozy and smelled really nice. It was much nicer than sleeping in my own room. After she left here, her bed became mine. I bet you were jealous. Haha, you bet. I was at the time, I'll admit. Oh, I thought you'd be a bit more flustered than that. I shouldn't have bothered saying anything. She's getting jealous. Give me a break. I think the chapel area should be open now. Huh. Maybe there was something I missed. Nothing around there. Or there. This music is so touching. I honestly really love this song. I'm not quite sure. I don't believe we would leave. Would we? I don't think so. Maybe there's something to interact with. Huh. I don't see what I might be missing here. I'm not allowed in. Doesn't have a keyhole. There's nothing to interact with. Nothing in the well either. And there's nothing on the outskirts either. I was thinking there might have been something with that, but no. Nothing. Maybe we leave? I don't think so. That doesn't seem right. Nothing on the outskirts of the gate. Maybe somewhere there's... Gosh, there's something left then. There's something left. I'm not quite sure what it could be. What it could be. Huh. No. I'm so unsure. The door is locked. But how do I open it? There's like, has to be some other cutscene around somewhere, right? I don't see it. I don't see where it could be, I mean. I'm so unsure. Oh, am I gonna have to look this up? Feels weird getting lost here of all places. There's nothing to interact with either. Nothing at all anywhere. Okay, we just had to exit the door that way? Okay, that's interesting, but that's fine. There was no sign of anything in there. Our last hope seems to be the chapel. So it seems. What is it, Kevin? Hey, Reese. You were the one responsible for cleaning that chapel the other day, right? Or that day, I mean. What day? On Astor's house's final day, when Rufina died. Kevin, you don't think... That was what I was told when I went to visit the matron afterward, at least. Well, were you? Yeah, I was. Why? I thought so. Check your pockets, Reese. I'm pretty sure the chapel's keys is in one of them. Huh? Reese began checking the pockets of her habit. Eventually, she found an old brass key. Found chapel key. Can't be. Is that the key? I see now. I guess this is just another manifestation of Phantasma's ability to make thoughts into reality. Honestly, I wasn't entirely sure you'd find it in there. But in all other areas on this plane, there was always a reason to take the person we needed with us. This just goes to show that you really were meant to come here, Reese. But... No. As disbelieving as I am, this is definitely the chapel's key. I suppose all we can do right now is to try to go inside. Yeah. Save. The door is locked. Before we go in here, Reese, there is something I should warn you about. Once we step through that door, there'll be no going back. You're gonna find out the truth about what happened that day. All of it. And you won't like it. Are you sure you're ready for what you're about to find? I'm more than ready. All these years, I've never quite been able to accept what's happened here. The life I thought I knew just suddenly came to an end, with us all getting moved to other places. And I still don't even know why. I even tried to come back here just before beginning my training to become a squire, but it had already been demolished. I've been ready for a long time. I want to know the truth. And more than anything, I feel like knowing will let me get closer to you and Rufina. Okay, let's head on in then. Right. Kevin, should the rest of us stay outside for now? And no, actually, I'd prefer if you came in with me. This is relevant to you guys too, in a sense. It all started 5 years ago. A Jaeger Corps someone had hired took this place over out of nowhere. By the way, how much do you remember of that day, Reese? Just so I know. I just remember a group of men in black forcing their way to the gate and charging in here. They tied everyone up, took the matron up to the second floor, and then... Next thing you knew, you were in a bed in the hospital town, right? After which you found out that Rufina and I had come to rescue everyone, and that she had died in the process. That about right? Mm-hmm. This is what happened, Kevin. All I've heard is that it was the work of someone who opposed the church. But I haven't had a chance to meet you since then, much less ask you about it. I tried asking Instructor Selnit, but she wouldn't say a word. That doesn't surprise me. The Grauls or the commander can't admit this orphanage was being used as a smokescreen for an artifact that needed sealing away. It what? Here we go. A secret passage? Wait! If there was an artifact here, you don't mean... Yep. Below here is a primal ground used to seal artifacts away, just like the one under Grand Cell Cathedral. I'm sure you remember, the day it all happened, Rena and I were due to come back here for the first time in a while. We were both coming from different places. We'd been sent. We wanted to meet up in town and come the rest of the way here together. But then her train was delayed, leaving me in town to wait for her alone. That was when I got word of what happened. All I could think was that you and the other kids were in danger, and so I decided to try and take out the Jaegers out here alone. They weren't all that experienced, so fighting them wasn't even hard for a squire like me. Before long, I was able to disable them and free the matron and the other kids. Or so I thought. You were nowhere to be seen. I asked the other kids where you were. They told me one of the Jaegers had taken you somewhere else and that you were unconscious. I looked frantically all over trying to find you before eventually stumbling across this place. As for how, remember how you didn't have your ribbon in your hair when you woke up, Reese? I do. What does that have to do with anything? I found that ribbon in front of the secret passageway we've just gone through, and there were new footprints near it too. It made it easy to find the entrance. Oh. Anyway, after getting in here, I made my way down the staircase in pursuit of the Jaeger that had taken you. Hey Reese, do you remember what I was like? Do you remember what I was like back when you first met me? Yeah. I was still young at the time, but it's as fresh as they were only yesterday. You looked like you'd been swallowed by blackness, like there wasn't a single thread of hope bound to you. It was scary. I kept wondering what must have happened to you, what you must have seen to make you end up that way. Haha, what must have happened to me, huh? Rufina seemed like she knew. Before I met you, I killed my mom. Maybe killed isn't the right expression. It's not like I directly did it. I still let her die, though. I've still got a responsibility for what happened. Growing up, it was basically me and my mom for the most part. My father showed his face from time to time, but not that much from what I understand. He had another family elsewhere. But even without him, she did her best to look after me on her own. I loved her dearly. Kids in the neighborhood used to make fun of me for how I talked, which I got from her, but I just beat them up most of the time. She was always kind. She loved cooking, and yeah, I thought the world of her. When I was 7, my father, who had all the money in the world, chose to abandon her. At the best of times, she was always a frail person. And after that, she grew more and more despondent. Her health suffered. I tried everything a kid could do to cheer her up, but nothing I did worked. And during one winter's day, when she must have finally had enough, she came over while I was sleeping and tried to strangle me. I'm so sorry, Kevin. I failed as your mother. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. At least this way, the two of us can. I guess she figured that if we were both going to suffer, we might as well take the easy way out as a family. But I wouldn't let her take me with her. Before I knew what I was doing, I'd pushed her aside and ran barefoot out into the snow. I wandered around for a while, and after that, I couldn't understand what happened or what she'd been trying to do. Eventually, I could feel myself getting hungry. I thought that maybe she'd been able to clear her head. I made my way back home, nervous as could be, and sorry for making you listen to all of this. Still, I think that's probably when it happened. When my stigma was carved into me. What? The same room, same spiral staircase, and same hallway as on the Grand Cell Cathedral area. Where are we? I had no idea there was a place like this on the Grand Cell Cathedral. This was where I finally caught up to the Jaeger who had you with him. Probably didn't think anyone was going to come after him. The second he saw me, he panicked, and putting his gun down, he ran over to his pedestal right in front of us. On it was the artifact that required sealing away I mentioned earlier, the Spear of Loa. What's the Spear of Loa? A malignant spear that transformed the body into its wielder into that of a monster. It's hard to believe something like that could be a gift from the goddess, right? In any case, the corner Jacob grabbed it and used it. I didn't stand a chance. Much as I tried, I wasn't any match for the inhuman monster before me. He knocked me to the ground, and then went to raise the spear against the still unconscious you. That's all it took. Yeah, that's the S-craft that we saw him do in chapter 5? Yeah, 5. My stigma drew all of the spear's power from it into itself, and blasted it, magnified countless times over. No, it was chapter 4, the very end. The result wasn't even a battle. Our precious home became a slaughterhouse. By the end, he wasn't even recognizable. Just thousands of lumps of flesh strewn all over the floor. After defeating him, my stigma's power was still coursing through my body. I'd never experienced anything like that before. I lost complete control of myself. At this point, Rufina arrived, and she seemed to understand exactly what had happened. Using her bowgun and Templar sword, she was able to separate me from you and prevent me from doing you any harm. And then... he took her out. When I returned to my senses, I was in her arms, dumbfounded. Her body was full of holes all over, but she hugged me as tightly as she could. That's when she drew her last breath. No. There it is. The truth you wanted. It wasn't that I couldn't save Rufina. I was the one who killed her. With my own hands. Right in front of you. But you didn't. I didn't want to? Maybe not. But that's just an excuse. If I'd been able to control my stigma's power instead of letting it consume me and fill me with bloodlust, it wouldn't have happened. If I wasn't so weak, she'd still be alive today. That's not all either. Looking at her standing before me, at that moment she reminded me of my mother. She reminded me of Mom when she came to strangle me. Suddenly this feeling of betrayal welled up inside me. This desire for revenge. So I filled her full of spears. I loved them both. I wanted to protect them both. And what did I do? I killed them both. Me. Why? Why did I what? Why didn't you tell me this before? 5 years apart and this is the first time you're telling me this? Sorry. I know I should have done it earlier. But now I have, and I'm ready for the consequences. So go on. If you want to avenge her, do it. If anything, it'd make me happy if you did. You're so stupid. What are you... You think I want to avenge her? That's not why I'm angry at all. Why have you shouldered a burden that great all this time on your own? We're family, Kevin. Why didn't you ever talk to me? Why didn't you ever let me hug you? Why didn't you ever let me do anything to help you? Reese. I finally understand. I always thought you were hunting down heretics as some kind of atonement for letting Rufina die. But that's not it at all, is it? Come on, Reese. I finally understand. You don't want to atone for anything. You don't want to get rid of your sense of guilt at all. You. That's right. He wants to be punished for what he did. Oh, the Lord of Phantasma. Well, why now of all times? You have my congratulations on making it this far. Beyond here lies the seventh plane, the place of my birth, and the foundation of all planes hereafter. Thought so. And judging by how we have to go through here to get there, I was right, wasn't I? Right about what? Allow me to ask you once again. So, Kevin Graham, do you really want to see the face underneath this mask? Damn right I do. It's time to take that creepy mask thing off and show us who you really are. Rufina Argent. Haha! With pleasure. Rufina? I've missed you dearly, Reese. And as for you, Kevin, I'm impressed you're able to work out my real identity. It wasn't hard. I had a feeling from the start. The answer was right in front of my face the whole time, and your every taunt should have made that much more sure. The only reason I couldn't be until now was because I didn't want to accept the truth. Quite. You always were a weakling. You can imagine how surprised I was when you're able to defeat my strongest knight. You're talking about the Blade Lord? What connection does he even have to you anyway? I met him through my work. Oh, about 6 years ago. We were enemies at the time, but we managed to reach a compromise of sorts. And he felt he owed me a debt for as much. Alright, so you ended up summoning him in order to have him repay it? It's a crafty move, but that's not so out of character for you. Flattery won't get you anywhere with me. Still, now that I know you made it this far, I assume you understand what I'm trying to do? Yeah, and I'm ready. Take me away. Wait, what are you two talking about? I would have thought you worked the answer to that out already, Reese. Do you recall what I said before? Kevin wants to be punished. Then I was born here in order to give him the punishment he strives for with his every breath. It was to that end that I recreated Phantasma into its current form and welcomed all of you here. All of this was a result of Kevin's desire. You wanted this to happen. You're lying. Sorry, she isn't. I couldn't tell you why it all actually happened, but what she says is true. No. The seventh plane is likely somewhere made for the express purpose of punishing punishing me over and over. A fitting hell for someone who left his own mother to die and killed Rufina to suffer and rot. And once I'm dropped down there, this will all be over. But that's not right. You can't be serious, Kevin. Reese! What do you think you're doing, Reese? That's not a very nice thing to do. It's not a very nice thing to do to your sister. Shut up. You're not my sister. My sister would never do something like this. Never. Reese. You promised me, Kevin. You promised me that you'd never do anything that would make Rufina sad. So what do you think you're doing? How can you believe sacrificing yourself for everyone would make her happy? Reese, stop. Who are you to say it wouldn't? I might not be the real Rufina, but I'm a very close copy of her. If Kevin wants to be punished, why wouldn't I want to give him his wish? Because that's not how Rufina was at all. She'd never indulged something like that, not in 1,000 years. Think back to when you first met us, Kevin. You'd given up on the world, like you wanted to just disappear. But did she let you do that? No! She forced chocolate down your throat and dragged you right back into the real world, even when you didn't want to, whether you liked it or not. She... Well, this is a surprise. You've grown a lot more than I was expecting if you're able to talk back to me. Stop talking to me as if you're my sister. You are not, and I won't stand for you defiling her any further. Well, if that's how you want to do things, perhaps I should invite you in Kevin's place? Me? No. The rest of you can stand by and watch. The evil eye? Gah! No! It's just like the one that the devil used. Reese! Stop this, Rufina. She's got nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but she has. Consider this another part of your punishment. After all, if she suffers for all eternity in your place, that's gonna make your suffering all the more potent, isn't it? Please. Go ahead and do your worst. Oh? Reese. Drop me wherever you like. I'll live. I'm never gonna let Kevin be all alone again. I will come back to him. Haha. Fighting words, my sweet sister. We shall see whether you can make good on them. No! Why'd she say that? Ah! Kevin. He jumped in there. Yeah, get him. Get her. Ooh, this is pretty. Ooh, her veil came off. Look at Kevin go. Hey. Hey, Reese. Up. Kev? In? You okay? Feeling any pain? No, I'm okay, I think. But why? Are you... I fell through that crack, alone. So why? Are you... You big dummy. Me? What were you thinking with all that taunting? Go ahead and do your worst? Drop me wherever you like? I'll live? And just how do you know you'll live? Oh right, you don't. But you're a squire, aren't you? A rookie like you with no experience or proper judgment has no business making calls that put her own safety at risk. If you can't promise to never do that again, and you and I both know that you're not cut out to be part of the Gralsritter. That's probably what I should be saying anyway, but it'd be real rich coming from me, huh? I'll let you off with that little bop there. Huh? Look around us. This is it. The 7th plane. Wow. Gehenna. Gehenna. Yep. It's just like the Testaments brought to life. And I'm the one responsible for bringing it all. Oh. After all, if there's one place that's possible, it's Phantasma. I don't know how Rufina came back, but she did, with both memories and personality intact. And now I have the good fortune of being punished by the one of the very people I have wronged. I really couldn't think of a more fitting punishment for a bastard like me. Everything she said was dead on. More than anything, I wanted to be punished. I figured that by accepting that punishment, all of this would be done, and everyone else could go back to their lives. I thought I could be just like her, sacrificing my own life so everyone else could be saved. But that wouldn't make me like her at all, would it? No. She might have given her life to save ours, but that wasn't because she was happy to throw away her life to protect someone else's. It was because she literally saw no other option. With me unconscious, she didn't even have the choice to retreat. There was no way out of this situation without one of the three of us losing our lives. That's the only reason she did what she chose to. That's the only reason she chose to do what she did. Yeah, she was never the kind of person who would praise self-sacrifice as some kind of virtue. She'd only ever accept it as if the only option of. She's only ever accepted as an option if all the others had been exhausted, and it was truly the only way. I'm struggling to read. Right, but this time, that's not the case. You're here. I'm here. All of our friends are here. If we put our heads together, I'm sure we could find another way out of here. One where no one would have to die. You must have realized that, and yet you tried to make the easy way out, didn't you? I hate to say it, but yeah, I did. That's a pretty shameful thing for a Dominion to be doing, huh? Haha, see? I've got no right to be criticizing you. I'm even less fit to be a knight than you. Still, standing around lamenting my own failings isn't gonna get us anywhere. So if you're up for walking, let's get ourselves out of here. Come again? What are you looking so surprised for? You didn't think I was gonna stay here and accept being punished for all of eternity, did you? Well, either that or stay here and wait for Rufina to show up again. Listen here, Reese. I'm not gonna deny that there's a part of me, a big part, that wants to be punished for what I did. Or that there's a part of me that was overjoyed to see Rufina again. However it came to be. But I'm not alone down here. You're here with me, and believe me, that changes everything. As long as you're here, I'm not staying in this hellhole a second longer than I have to. We're getting out of here, you and me, no matter what it takes. Right. Right. Beautiful. Now, we get to move on. Strange power is overflowing from the orb. Let's rest. Alright guys, I think this is a fantastic place to end the stream on. Next time we play, we're going to be going through Gehenna. So this should be interesting. Literally from the next streams onward, we're going to be seeing how the game wraps up and finishes up. We just reached chapter 7, so this is going to be such a great conclusion to see how everything wraps up the next couple streams. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you guys really enjoyed this, follow me here on Twitch. If you missed anything at all, subscribe to me on the YouTube and watch anything there. And also, you can just follow me on Twitter where you could chat with me, see what I'm up to, and yeah, just follow me. Anyways, guys, take care, and next time we play, which should be tomorrow, we're going to be continuing more Trails 3rd, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it now. Like, I was always looking forward to it, no doubt about that, but now I'm looking to see how this all wraps up real nice. Anyways, guys, take care, and I hope you guys have a good one. See ya, guys.